Word, son. What it do, YouTube? It's your boy, Jay Devon. Alright, before we get into this video, make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload. Without further ado, let's get up into it. Alright, man, so the M25 deep dive came out today. And before we get into that, I got a little at-home project for y'all, if y'all will, right? So what I want you guys to do, whether you can emulate this or whether you got a console lying around, what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to get two titles, one Madden and one NCAA, and make them their respective years. So if you get Madden 07, get NCAA 07. If you get Madden 08, get NCAA 08. Now, of course, if there's, 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, and so on and so forth, of course, we don't have anything up to that point. So, let's just keep knowledgeable of that. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to play one full game of each title, whether it's on the OG, Xbox, PS2, was 360, PS3, whatever console it is, play you one full game. I don't care how long it is, but play one full game on both NCAA and Madden. And I want you guys to keep that in your minds for a second, and we'll touch back on this topic in a little bit. Now, looking back on this deep dive for Madden 25, and I never really talked about the beta, but I guess we can do it here. A lot of the things that they're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I was saying how Madden 25, I feel like, might have something in the tuck this year. Now, I know that sounds very, very unorthodox, and it sounds very, I guess you can say, off script of what I would normally say about Madden, but the thing that I liked about playing the beta was the simple fact that they had this thing where now you kind of have the ability to kind of shield yourself away, or kind of like rebound yourself off of certain hits, specific hits or whatnot. Like everything as regards to angles and stuff like that matters. Player weight and momentum matters, but we'll talk about that as well. Of course, the different types of ways that you can run with somebody like Derrick Henry, and you can feel like you're really running with Derrick Henry. And of course, I'm a run game fanatic, so seeing stuff like that really stuck out to me. So seeing things of that nature, and a lot of the things you guys see in college football 25 is what came from Madden. And whether y'all believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Madden and college football, or Madden NCAA, they're going to play the same. Now, the only reason why I say this, and stick with me here, because I know a lot of y'all are clicking dislike already and about to start typing angrily in the comments without listening to what I got to say. Because I promise you, the comments that are going to say, oh, man, don't play nothing like NCAA, you're lying, I guarantee he's not going to listen to what I got to say after that. Now, hear me out. The reason why I said play NCAA and Madden one full game, of course, of their respective years. The reason why I say this is because when I went back to think about how or I'll just say NCAA for all time's sake, how NCAA played in comparison to Madden, I flocked more to NCAA, one, because it was easier. NCAA felt like, to me, it was so much more easier to get these runs off. Like my running backs, especially when I played Dynasty mode, and mind you, I clocked in at least a good 100 plus hours of Dynasty mode and franchise mode on either side. So when you look at college football, or NCAA, I keep saying college football. When you look at NCAA and you play NCAA, then you go over to Madden, you notice there's a noticeable difference. NCAA was more of an arcadey type feel or gameplay style versus Madden. Like I said, there will be times I'll take my draft classes and go from NCAA and move them over to Madden, and my running back, who I thought was just stomping over everything, he gets over to Madden, and like now he got to kind of sort of like get vetted in almost. He's not going to be able to get past all your vets and stuff like that. If he do, he gonna get his bell rung maybe a couple of times, and he might get a little banged up over the season. My quarterback, who I was running these option plays with, and being a dual threat, getting 100 rushing yards and 200 passing yards, just being an absolute dual threat before dual threat was a thing. Well, I take it back because Vic was there, but being a dual threat, I get over to the NFL, and me threading the needle like I was doing in NCAA, I'm not able to do that like I was, because I'm on Madden now, and Madden is a little bit more articulate. I would say like I said, if we're gonna say NCAA was more arcade like, I would say Madden is more sim like. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not this, just this whole hum type of gameplay. It's arcadey. We just play it and go on about our business. You know what I mean? Madden and NCAA had different game styles, so that's why I said that college football is Madden 25, but just sped up with a more arcade like feel. And people didn't want to believe that. And people were making comparisons to college football to Madden 24. That's unfair. That's an unfair comparison. That's just like me saying that NBA 2K24 is better than College Hoops 2K8. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, the graphics is going to be different. The movement is going to be different. Everything as far as the modes and all other stuff and in between, they're going to be different, whether y'all want to believe it or not. You can't make that comparison because, one, that's not fair, and two, it would make more sense to have Man 25 come out first, or have that come out at least, and then we could draw that comparison. But then even then, we still can't make that comparison because one is going to play faster than the other, and they all share the same assets. One has a more arcade feel to it. One has more of a sim-like feel to it, even though sim is very far-fetched from Madden. But just, like I said, stay with me here. Now, getting back to the deep dive of Madden 25, I want you guys to see something. So I'm gonna have some clips and I'm gonna spin them around. And what I'm gonna do is I want you guys to see a lot of the assets that they show between Madden and college football, like what CMC was doing. A lot of stuff that I was able to do in practice mode. A lot of stuff I was able to do in college football 25. Whether it's the spins, the jukes, maybe the run style, like everything, they share the same assets, ladies and gentlemen. Like you just gonna have to come to grips with the fact that they're going to share assets. It is what it is. One's gonna play faster than the other. One's gonna play slower than the other. I guarantee you that's what it's gonna be once you finally load it up. I understand that you trying to make it seem like Madden is just this, is this terrible game, but they had to get college football from somewhere. College football 25 was built based off of the build of Madden 25. That's where it came from. That's where it's going to have to come from. You know what I mean? They repackaged it up to college football 25, and then they used similar assets or the same assets, whatever Madden 25 is going to use. That's just what it is. You can argue with your mama, argue with yourself, but that's just the fact of the matter. Accept it or don't. It is what it is. Now, I'm getting off topic. Back to the deep dive again. Sorry for that little detour. But back to the deep dive. When I was playing the beta, that was one of the things that I liked the most was the fact that not all tackles are going to be successful. I appreciated that because, we've all been spoiled to pretty much walk around and just hit stick everything. And of course, Madden just gives us that, they give us that courtesy because, like I said, we're spoiled as gamers, but not really understanding that in the NFL, which several Eagles games I've watched, nobody wanted to wrap up. Everybody wanted to just drive shoulders in the chest. Everybody wanted to try to light up or big hit somebody and not really wrapping up and coming down with the tackle or not breaking down to make a tackle. So in Madden 25, when I saw that they were going towards that kind of gameplay, that made me say, okay. So now I can just, look at players who are, they have to take the right angle, one, of course, and then two, who's to say that if somebody is real hit stick dominant and all he wants to do is just, try to use hit stick all the time, he's going to whiff or either miss on most of the tackles because one, you got to time it right, and then two, got to have the right angle, and then three, like I said, you got to have the right timing, whether it's slightly late, slightly early, or it's a perfect hit stick, whichever one. And then even then, they said even when the tackle occurs, it's pretty much just once they make contact, it's pretty much the end all be all right there. But the fact that you have an ability to kind of pinball, dare I say, your way away from the tackle or hit stick, given that your guy's a strong runner, that's kind of intuitive. I like that. You know what I mean? Now, the only part I don't like is still it can become RNG because there are times where they show, like I said in the whatchamacallit, they have the thing in the deep dive. They have they're showing the speed, the height, the weight, the break tackle, the tackle, and all this other stuff. They're trying to factor in ratings, but there are times where it's going to become wonky. And the reason why I say that is because I had somebody like Roquan Smith going up against Justin Jefferson. Now, Roquan Smith, the dude's a beefcake. It is what it is. Justin Jefferson, soaking wet, he might touch 200 pounds. You know, like I said, he might be 200 pounds soaking wet, but he's not going past anything past that or whatever. Now, the problem I have is how consistent will this be? Like there are there other factors that will remain in effect in regards to how this is going to play out. Now, when I had Roquan Smith and I was going up against Justin Jefferson was maybe, I think he caught a flat and he was sitting there waiting for the pass. So when he threw the flat to Justin Jefferson, he caught it. He was like maybe 2 steps into his stride, kind of getting a little bit of speed going. Roquan Smith was like 4 or 5 steps in to his speed, and he was already pretty much a whole head of steam coming towards Justin Jefferson. I go to try to hit stick Justin Jefferson or Roquan Smith. You would think that Roquan Smith should have just laid out Justin Jefferson, but for some weird reason, they made it seem like Justin Jefferson, even with him taking 2 steps and trying to gather some speed versus the 5 to 6 steps I already had with Roquan Smith, they made it seem like Justin Jefferson was already was a strong runner, or his run was already at the strongest point. So he just beats Roquan Smith off like it's nothing. That's something that I would hope that they fix before Madden 25 comes out, because that was probably one of the things that I didn't necessarily like about it. And again, it can still kind of boil itself down to RNG. Now in regards to, like I said, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the features that they were talking about, a lot of the stuff you already see in College Football 25. So the only thing that I will say that they don't have in College Football 25 is the one-handed catch mechanic. And I was already talking about that one time before, where they now have it to where you have more range of motion per se. Now, I'm not sure if this is only for aggressive catches only. I'm not sure if they're doing this for possession as well as rat catching. I'm not really sure. But, you know, I'm pretty sure they know that there's a risk and reward to everything. Now, does this mean that fade routes may become useful again? Don't really know. You know what I'm saying? There's only one way to find this out. Now, I didn't know that they were able to do one-handed catches at will based off of pressing, I think it's left bumper or L1 and triangle or Y, depending on what console you're on, to be able to do one-handed catches at will. And of course, the ratings and stuff got to matter and blah, 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 blah. But as far as Madden 25 goes, ladies and gentlemen, I really think that we should really kind of wait until Madden 25. No, not even kind of. We need to wait until Madden 25 comes out before y'all can start making these comparisons of, oh yeah, College Football 25 is better than Madden 24. No. Or it's better than Madden 25. Absolutely not. Because what you're doing now is you're doing the same thing that you're accusing a lot of us doing, ragging on the game before it even comes out. That's one. And then 2, using it as a coping mechanism, because College Football 25 is out. It's been 11 years. Y'all haven't had a college football game in ages. So the gameplay and game style is totally different from the Madden that y'all remember, or the Madden that y'all came off of. So you want to use that as a measuring rod or a tool to say what good gameplay is and what good gameplay is not. Let's wait until Madden 25 drops before we make these comparisons. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. Make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread links, because you know how I do. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's your boy Jay Devon, and I'm signing out. Peace.